Hello everyone, this is Fine from Awesome Tech Gaming Pro. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the brand new TCL S551G TV, which is entry-level 4K model in 2024, replacing the TCL S450G. It sits above lower-tier S-class models carried over from previous years, like the TCL S35G. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Tech Gaming Villa, where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater. You can check and subscribe. And below Q-class models like the TCL Q651G QLED. Despite being part of the budget S-class, the S551G is the most advanced S-class model yet, offering features like VRR and Dolby Vision support. It can also pass through all common audio formats, including DTS. However, this is still a budget 16Hz model, so it lacks a local dimming feature to improve contrast and is limited to HDMI 2.0. It runs version 12 of Google TV and comes in sizes ranging from 43 to 85 inch. TCL S551G is decent for mixed uses. It doesn't really stand out in any area with decent brightness and an okay contrast ratio, so it's best suited to watching shows or playing games in moderately lit room. While it has good reflection handling, it doesn't get bright enough to really overcome glare in bright rooms. On the flip side, it's decent for dark room viewing, but it lacks a local dimming feature to improve contrast. It's a fine TV for gaming as well, with low input lag and a quick response time, although it doesn't support modern gaming features like 4K 120Hz or HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. The positive side of this TV is its good reflection handling, and it offers a wide selection of apps. The downside of this TV is picture quality is just okay, not very impressive, no local dimming to improve contrast. The TCL S5 is a fairly basic budget TV. While it lacks more advanced features like local dimming, it's cheap, comes in a wide range of sizes, and fits the bill for those who just want a simple 4K TV at a reasonable price. Its picture quality is nothing to write home about, especially for HDR content, but it's a good value option. It even includes some features found on pricier models like VRR and Dolby Vision HDR Plus support. If you're primarily looking for a budget gaming TV and are willing to trade in some contrast for a brighter TV with modern gaming features like HDMI 2.1 bandwidth and 4K 144Hz, you can get the Hisense Q7 and QLED for just a bit more money. If you see TCL S551G design, it looks very similar to the TCL Q651G QLED. It has thin bezels around the top and sides with a slightly thicker brushed silver bezel on the bottom. Overall, it looks fairly premium for a budget model. The TV uses simple V-shaped feet that you can set in either a narrow or wide configuration depending on the size of your stand. The back of the TV is made of plastic with a grip-like pattern similar to the other TCL models released in 2024. There's a recessed cutout on the left side for the inputs and a smaller recess on the right side for the power cables. The TV doesn't come with any cable management accessories. The TV is far from premium, but it feels decently well built overall. It's made mostly of plastic, and there's a fair bit of flex on the back, especially around the VESA mounting holes, but that's typical. The feet support the TV well overall. If you see the picture quality, the TCL S551G has better contrast than the cheaper TCL S350G. It's good enough to display dark scenes well, but there's no local dimming features, so blacks are raised in scenes with bright highlights. The native contrast ratio of this TCL S551G is 6766:1. This TV doesn't have a local dimming feature, so there's no blooming around bright objects or subtitles during dark scenes. That said, the TV can't brighten highlights without impacting the rest of the image, so dark scenes look washed out. The TV has disappointing HDR brightness. It simply isn't bright enough to make specular highlights pop. Combined with its unimpressive contrast, it makes for a lackluster HDR viewing experience. If you are looking for a similar but brighter TV, you can consider the TCL Q550F QLED instead. The peak 100% window on HDR, it provides disappointing 355 CD per meter square, and sustained 100% window provides similar CD per meter square. HDR brightness on game mode isn't noticeably different when set to game mode, provides similar like 355 CD per meter square. The TCL S551G has a fantastic PQEOTF tracking. While blacks and near blacks are raised, everything else is displayed very close to its intended brightness in content mastered at all need levels. There's a gradual roll-off at the TV's peak brightness to preserve some detail in very bright specular highlights. Here's see the TV's HDR brightness, which is decent. It's suitable for moderately lit rooms, but doesn't get bright enough to overcome glare in a very bright room. It provides only 346 CD per meter square on peak 100% window and sustained 100% window, 345 CD per meter square. If you see the color gamut, the TCL S551G has a wide color gamut. It covers most of the commonly used DCI-P3 color space, and colors are very accurate for the most part. Its coverage of the wider Recon 2020 color space, on the other hand, is just okay, and more vibrant colors tend to be undersaturated. If you see the color volume, the TV's color volume is decent. Most colors aren't displayed very brightly, and the TV struggles with dark saturated colors as a result of its unimpressive contrast. The TCL S5 has mediocre pre-calibrated accuracy. Colors aren't too off the mark, but less saturated colors tend to be more inaccurate. Its white balance is also very off, as most shades of gray and white have too much red in them. The TV's color temperature also falls a bit on the warmer side, but it's still quite close to the 6500K target. The gamma is also close to 2.2, but brighter scenes are too bright. And after calibration, the TV's accuracy is significantly improved. There are no longer any issues with the white balance, and colors are even more on point. The color temperature and gamma are also right on target. If you see the black uniformity, the TV has fantastic black uniformity, displaying blacks evenly across the entire screen. But if you see the gray uniformity, it's just decent. The edges of the screen are darker, with some noticeable dark screen effect in the middle. Still, with very dark or near dark content, there are no noticeable uniformity issues. TCL S551G has a mediocre viewing angle. The image washes out significantly as you move off center, so it isn't the best option for wide sitting arrangements. But this TV has good reflection handling overall. Its semi-gloss screen does an especially good job for reducing the intensity of indirect reflections. However, direct reflections from light sources directly facing the screen are more distracting. The TV's gradient handling is adequate, but there's noticeable banding in dark greens, reds, and blues, as well as darker grays. Banding is less apparent with the lighter shades. However, this TV does a poor job of smoothing out macro blocking and pixelization in content from quality sources. There's some noticeable loss of fine details as well. A lot of finer details are lost or hard to make out, including small hard-coded text. Sharpness processing was calibrated with no over-sharpening for low-resolution content with the following settings. You can set the sharpness only 20. This TV uses BGR subpixel layout instead of the traditional RGB layout. This doesn't cause any issues for video or gaming content, but it can be a problem for PC monitor use as it impacts text clarity, although not everyone will notice this. The TV uses KSF phosphor coating to produce red light and a quantum dot color converter to produce green light, as confirmed by the TV's spectral power distribution. The TV's response time is very good, so there's minimal blur behind fast-moving objects. That said, it's slower when transitioning out of black or dark states, resulting in some black smearing in dark scene transitions. This TV uses pulse width modulation to dim its backlight. It flickers at 150 Hz, which is low enough to be noticeable by users who are sensitive to it, especially since it doesn't flicker in time with the TV's refresh rate. Unfortunately, there's flicker in every picture mode, but the TV is flicker-free when the brightness is set to 29 or above. This TV doesn't have an optional backlight strobing feature, commonly known as black frame insertion, to help reduce persistence blur. The motion interpolation feature on the TCL S551G is underwhelming. There are noticeable artifacts with faster moving objects, and it doesn't smooth out slower scenes well. With Nether Cinema enabled, the TV automatically removes 24p error from all sources, and due to the TV's response time, there's some minor stutter when watching movies or TV shows. It's more noticeable during slow panning shots. The TCL S5 supports all three types of variable refresh rate technology to reduce screen tearing. It has a very narrow VRR range in 4K, but has a much wider range in 1080p and 1440p at 120 Hz. So if you have short budget, then this TV is ideal for you. And for casual gamers, this TV doesn't disappoint you. So what's your thought about this TV? Please write in the comments below. That's it from now.